hell of a fight. I'm absolutely melting here. At this time last year I made a visit to Thailand, and more specifically to Jurassic Mountain Fishing Resort, and really to pursue my love of fishing and go and do something completely different and put myself out of my comfort zone a little bit, I guess. I'm used to catching small fish. I thought, let's go and try and catch some monsters, and we certainly did that. So while I was there, I'd made lots of videos and I took lots of photos, decided rather than create an album just to stitch them all together and make a video and upload it to YouTube. Now at this point I didn't know it was public, and 3,000 views on, so much interest, and hoping I've inspired a few more to go there. I was inspired, so much so that I'm actually going back. So at the moment I'm at Heathrow, I'm about to board a flight to Bangkok, and I really can't wait to get back to the resort, show you what a great place it is, and hopefully catch some fantastic fish. So here we are, Bangkok Airport, 11.5 hours on, so direct flight with Thai Airways this time. Overnight flights, managed to get a few hours kip, which was great. Got through passport control ridiculously quick, like within about 2 minutes. So I'm just in the baggage hall now waiting for my bag, and heading out to gate 3 to meet with Juan, who's my driver. Jurassic organised all the transfers for you, so dead easy, regular meeting spot, never failed. So I can't wait to see him again. I've not seen him since last year when he drove me down here, and yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing for this trip now. So let's get this bag, let's get to Jurassic, let's go make some memories. How's that for service? Wasn't expecting that. What did I say? Morning everybody. Well, I arrived safely at Jurassic last night after a seamless journey back with Juan. Great to catch up with him again. We even had Wi-Fi in the car, which was brilliant, so I was able to catch up with everything, let everybody know I'd arrived safely. So here I am again. So last night when I got here, I went straight in for my Sunday lunch, and although very British traditional, over here there's just something different about it. Absolutely fabulous, and yeah, absolutely top of the game, as everything is at this place. So I really enjoyed that. So it was an early night, 'cause it's an early start this morning, so I'm about to head down to my peg. Last night I drew ball number 1, which gives me the first choice of the lake, and I've chosen peg number 1 today. Recognised as a predator peg, so we're going to give it a go, see how it goes. I'm going to head down, get some bait, and we'll catch up in a bit. So when it comes to fishing, any better view than that? What a place to be. So my focus in peg 1 is predators today. I've chummed up a bit of a mix there. So we've got some micro pellets, some chopped up mackerel, and again, once the chicken hearts have thawed out, there we go, lovely. I'll be mashing a few of those in as well. So it is a waiting game here, and there's plenty of fish in here. They're not easy to catch. It takes a little bit of patience, a little bit of due diligence and time, but I'm fairly confident we're going to get something, so I'm going to crack on with fishing. As you can probably tell by the state of my shirt, I've just come out of the water. I've just landed another red-tailed catfish, so that's fabulous. So my predator session so far going really, really well. Just want to take a quick breather just to talk about a couple of quick things. That is a tackle bag. So last year I came to Jurassic and I got this fantastic tackle bag. If you stay for long enough, then you get to keep it. But it has lots of interesting items, and this year, this is my new one. And Jurassic Monster Tackle, it says on it. Absolutely monster tackle for monster fish. And what do you get in here? Well, you get all kinds of gear. You get scissors, so they're handy for cutting up things like mackerel, so if you're chumming up for predators, that kind of thing. Then you get your bait allowances. I've got these now for the 10 days I'm here. Very generous. We'll see you through a day, more than enough bait. It is restricted what's on there, so it's mainly boilies and pellets, mackerel, all that kind of stuff, but there are other baits you can use, but the boilies and the mackerel will generally cut you most things in the lake. And the silicone there protects the fish, protects the scales, stops the fish from any harm at all. We've got baiting needles for obviously putting boilers on, and then got all kinds of beads and swivels. most importantly, get all your hook lengths. So I've got feeder rigs and Versa rigs there, and I'll be using those on the Species Lake a little bit later in the week when we video that one. Then we've got lots of carp rigs as well, and like I say, very, very cheap in the shops. If you need any more, you can soon go and buy some if you don't want to tie your own. So plenty of stuff in the tackle shop. You really don't need to bring anything when you come over here. We're coming to the end of an absolutely fabulous day now in swim number 1. Started a bit slow in the day, but so far we're doing okay. We've had 5 red tails, 2 of those at £60, 1 at 55. They're cracking fish for in here. And I just had a carp of £80 as well, and I've been fishing with 3 small chicken hearts on the hook, so that wasn't really what I expected. It's day 2 of my return to Jurassic Mountain, and I've chosen swim number 1 again. It's called Lazy Man's. I don't know why it's called that, probably because it's the first one, the closest water to the clubhouse, so perhaps I've absolutely no idea. I'm sure there's a more logical explanation, but we'll go with that. I just want to take a little walk around the salars themselves. So fantastic pantar roofing, so keeps it really, really cool in there, comfortable seating, somewhere to go and shelter. So the signs everywhere. Here's your bait runner on. So that's something to be aware of, is double and triple check that bait runner every time your rod goes out. As soon as the bait hits the water, bait runner on, because these fish can take it on the drop as well. So it can be a violent strike, so as soon as it hits the water, bait runner and onto your rod rest. Very strong recycling policy here, in particular with things like the sort of pellet bags and things like that. And once they're empty, if you leave them in your salar, the Ghillies will come and collect them. They're refilled and given to the next angler who buys them. And just moving on a little bit more, so all important bottle opener up here, so you can bring a bottle of beer down. And each salar has a catapult, again heavy duty for pinging out all those big boilies. Also the list of your catches, that's mine from yesterday still. And there's other things down here like a hook sharpener, so if you want to just put a bit of a new point on your hook, then you can do that quite easily. Once you're in the salar, you've got a fan up here to keep you nice and cool, so you can sit in here, or alternatively you can hire a chair. For 100 baht a day, that's what I choose to do, because I like to sit outside, and if you want to top up that tan or sit near your rods, you can do that. So very cheap, like I say, probably a couple of pound a day. And some things, you have to have some home comforts when you come here. One of them is good old Yorkshire tea. But also, if you want to top that up, you get a drinks container. So there's all kinds of things in there. There's Coke, there's more water if you want it. My favourite is the old Pocari Sweat. Sounds disgusting, tastes delicious. Also, when you're in your peg, there is a menu with all your food and drinks in. So if you want to order from your peg, you simply you scan on the barcode there. I think it's called a line over here. It's a bit of a WhatsAppy type of thing. I don't really understand all that kind of stuff. I just tend to order mine from the clubhouse itself. So you've got various buckets and bits and bobs if you need to mix any ground bait or mash up any chum for the predators, things like that. This year, well certainly since I came last year, they've installed these new showers, these outdoor showers, absolutely fabulous. So you can wash yourself down after you've been in the water, or if you simply want to cool down in the afternoon. It is mega hot here. It's, you know, it's only probably 10 o'clock in the morning, it's already 30 plus degrees, but the humidity very, very high. So sometimes nice cool down, fabulous. So the regular net there, and the big square one, which I used last year on alligator gar, but I would love to use it. Yes! Every peg has the iodine spray, so once the fish are unhooked, any hook wounds or any other wounds the Ghillies may see, simple spray of that, and yeah, they're all good to go, ready for the next angler. Okay. For me this year, one of the fabulous new features is this. We now have some steps to access the water and get out again. Now, dropping into the water for me is okay, but I found it really, really useful having the steps to climb back out again. So they're absolutely brilliant, but what it also does, it probably enables the less able angler that may visit Jurassic to get in the water and get out the water a lot more easily, just so as to get that picture with that really special fish that they catch. So all in all, brilliant stuff, and like constant improvements here. Can't speak highly enough of it, it's fantastic. You tell me when. Ready when you are. Yep, up. Lively. What weight do you think?
One at 117 on it?
I think so, yeah, it's either 117 or 114.
I'm happy to go in between at 115. Well, it's day 3 of living the dream over here in Thailand once again, and having an absolutely fab time. Well, last night I drew ball number 9, which left me basically 3 pegs to choose from, and I've chosen peg 5, so I've never fished it before, no idea what it's going to be like. But before I head out and get my bait and get down to the lake, I just want to give you a quick tour of the accommodation here. Now, the room's got a fantastic picture here of the fish, lovely bright colours to really cheer you up when you wake up in the morning. It's absolutely fantastic, remind you of where you are and what you're going to be doing. Well-stocked minibar. So there's all sorts of things in there. There's beer, there's lemonade, Coca-Cola, even Kit Kats. So what more could you possibly need? Plenty of water. I think you get to like 4 bottles a day on your allowance, personalised with the Jurassic label. Now, sleeping accommodation, we've got a nice big double bed, air conditioning above, which is absolutely fantastic. Without that, you struggle to sleep in this heat. Obviously towels, everything else, once again, personalised. So a real nice touch, and a little reminder of where you are and what a fantastic place it is. Got a nice big walk-in shower, which is absolutely fabulous. So after that day's fishing, you can strip down, get in there, get freshened up, ready for the draw at 7 o'clock. Television down here. So all kinds of channels on there. So after a day's fishing, if you want to, or in the evenings, you can come down, have a relax, catch up with the news, watch, I don't know, whatever you watch these days, EastEnders or whatever. Then if we open the double doors, we have a nice convenient patio area. We've got some seating out here and a nice washing line at the back to dry off your clothes after you've been in the lake, and chances are you'll be nice and wet hopefully after catching lots of fish. So it's somewhere to hang your gear out, dried out for the next day. If we spin around, like I say, we'll take a better look at the gardens later in the week. This is my view, right down to the lake over here. So I'm going to head down there now. It's day 3. I've got to collect my bait. Let's see what we get. I'm off fishing. Yay! So today I'm targeting Siamese carp, which are, I would say, almost certainly the most common species in the pond here at Jurassic. They're going to keep you busy all the time. So to focus on them today, we're going to be fishing with 22mm boilies. But more importantly to that, we attach a little bag, a PVA bag. And the way I'm mixing this is I'm using some small sort of stick pellets there. Mix them up with a few 12mm feed pellets, and then on top of that we're just chopping up a few boilies. So chopping with the scissors, break them up into small pieces. This just lets the flavour of the boilie out into the water. So we're going to fill the PVA bags up then with a mixture of all 3 of those, and just puncture a couple of holes in, just helps it sink quicker, otherwise it gets full of air and it can float for a while when we really want it heading straight to the bottom with the hook. So that's the way we do those. So fishing boilie here, quite common at Jurassic, but you never know what you're going to get. It may not be a carp. I've seen Arapaima caught on boilie, I've seen all kinds of stuff. Red-tailed cat's caught on boilies, but equally I've seen carp taken on chicken hearts, as per earlier this week for me. Two very big ones, I must admit, so I feel really lucky that yeah, they saw fit, they were hungry fish, and they saw my bait and took it. So that's the end of day 3 on my Jurassic return adventure, and a very, very steady day for me today. Really slow and struggle for bites. I don't really know why. The fish are everywhere. Maybe I just chose the wrong tactics, I don't know. But anyway, those that know me know how patient I am, and my patience rewarded towards the end when I caught another massive carp. Took me all over the lake, gave me a really tough fight. 2 estimates on it at 105 and 95. I'm quite happy to stick in the middle at a ton, which I mean that's my second of the visit so far, so it seems to be quality over quantity this year, which is, like I say, you can bag up all day. Some days you have to really work hard, but who cares when it's as beautiful as this? It's just great to be out fishing in such a stunning place. So Wednesday over here is market night over in Chatham. So there's a few of us are going to jump in a taxi, head over there shortly, and we're going to go and find some fantastic street food and just really soak up some of the local culture, which is really important to do when you're over here. So tomorrow I've got a slightly different approach, and I'm going for 2 days on the Species Lake. Now the fish in there are not as big as they are in the Specimen Lake, but there's all sorts of strange stuff. When I fished last year I had things like fantail koi and black minnow shark, and even so I can't wait to get on there, and slightly different bait. So we move away from the boilies and the pellets, and we tend to fish things like paste and sweet corn, and yeah, smaller hooks, and targeting, you know, just a diversity of fish. Night market is so cool. It's a must visit when you come to Jurassic. Fabulous food, everything else. I found these really cool like lollipop pancake things that you can personalise, and I had one done here. This is for all my daughters, my friends, my family, everybody. A little message. How cool is that? And all that for about 25 baht, so about 75 pence in English money. Absolute bargain. Food's delicious, great atmosphere, loving every minute of it. Day 4 today, and also going to be day 5 tomorrow. Is I'm going to be heading on to the Species Lake, and yeah, lots of diverse interest on there. So I'm going to head off now, pick up some bait, and we'll catch you in the swim, and fingers crossed we have a fabulous day. Well, it's always a fabulous day here, but an even fabulouser one. But I fished this lake a couple of times last year, have some fantastic stuff. Really enjoyed the experience. It's an absolute must do if you're ever visiting Jurassic, is just spend a day on here as well, just for the diversity, and it's just a real fun, cool lake to be on. So method wise, like I say, completely different really. We're using some rice bran down here. We'll have a look at mixing that shortly. If that's available in the UK, if somebody let me know, that'd be fabulous, because I love it. It'd be similar to what we'd have as ground bait in the UK. And in that we're going to mash up a few pellets, some micros and bits and bobs, just to give that a bit of flavour. And then, to be honest with you, I'm just going to fish simple. So we're looking regular everyday sweet corn that we'd use for tension stuff back in the UK, and also a bait that's done really well for me is paste. So we're going to put a little bit of that. So I'm going to fish maybe a little bit on the margin with a float, out in the middle with a, wait till you see it, a big feeder ball of lum. Down the swim, the first thing we're going to do before we start fishing is to mix up a bit of this rice bran, or lum as they call it over here, and yeah, it's a massive great mixing bowl. I've got some in here that I've already started to work and bind together, and I've mixed, like I say, a few micros in there, a bit of sweet corn, one or two little tasty morsels which hopefully these fish are going to enjoy. Now the key to this is just little and often with the water, sprinkle it in, keep working it around. We're looking to get something that's really pliable, holds together, and not so wet it's just going to fall off and be a slop. And then we'll be getting the feeder, so a simple sort of cage thing like this, and then we'll be binding the ball around it like so. And then what we'll be doing, creating a ball about that size, putting a bait into it, so extreme method feedering I suppose you could call it, but it works fabulously well. I mean, I'll just hope to God there's some real hungry fish out there that are going to acknowledge the effort that I'm putting into this. I'm sure they will. So as with the specimen lake, each of the pegs has its own little solar and usual things, so the fan and the fish care. There's a shower around the back I think, and yeah, everything you can need here. Catapult, where you can throw things most of the distance. The catapult's there, very useful if you need it. Now the other good thing we have in here is, because there's so many different weird and wonderful species, is we've got an identification chart. So there's all kinds of things on here like Asian red tails, black minnow shark, rohu, koi carp, Niger ripsaw, giant gourami, marbled sand goby, very rare I believe. We've got plecostomus, so we see them in the fish tanks at home back in the UK. Over here, you know, they're out in the pond there to be caught. Had a couple last year, it was great, you know, pink striped catfish, Mekong catfish. Like I say, who knows what you're going to get in here. And that's what makes it so great and such a fabulous place just to at least have one day on while you're over here. So I've got
Okay, beautiful. Right. Hang on, we're a bit. Okay. Good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good.
Very good, yeah.
That's a lovely Siamese carp for Richard. Beautiful fish. Won't let him kick off. We will now send him on his way. He's been sprayed up. Come on then. He's away.
Well, that's the end of my second day on the Species Lake. What a fantastic day it's been in many ways. Although the fishing started really slow for me today, I just want to really highlight something, and that is just how fabulous the gillies are here at Jurassic. Now, if you're out on the lakes, they're there to net the fish, they'll unhook them, do all the fish care, they'll take photographs for you, videos, whatever you want them to do. They're here to make your experience really enjoyable and fantastic. But today, the Ghillie came to help me on the Species Lake. I was here on my own, like I say, really struggling. The Ghillie came along, we tried a few different methods, tried sort of coming in close, out a little bit further, depth-wise, everything else, and he found the fish for me, and I ended up with about 12 different species. Now the good thing about this lake is it's not about how big the next fish is going to be, it's what on earth it's going to be, what species it's going to be, you just don't know. And there really is so much in here, it's so diverse, it's great fun. So I've had all kinds of things, I've had tilapia, I've had a plec, which obviously is in fish tanks. I've seen Asian red-tailed catfish. I've had some Siamese carp in here. They're smaller in here, but their coloration on them absolutely remarkable. So I really can't thank this Ghillie enough. So I've also had another bonus today. Jurassic always looking to improve, always keeping ahead of the game, and today they've been stocking some new pacu, and I was fortunate enough earlier to just be walking past when one or two were going in, so I got 1 or 2 nice pictures of that. But again, they got all the fish care, all the treatment, and they're nurtured into the pond professionally, and yeah, absolutely fantastic job by Tom and Ollie doing that today. Tomorrow I'm heading out to the Saltwater lake, so completely new experience for me. You know, I'm hoping to catch some barramundi and some grouper, and obviously we'll see a video tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to head out for a shower, and I think we're going to Cham again tonight and going to a really cool place to eat. Happy back in Cham tonight, and tonight we're going to be doing some slightly different fishing, and we're going shrimp fishing. Not really sure what that's all about, but apparently this place has got like a great big fishing pool. We've got some little rods in there apparently as well, so let's go in and check it out. So we're in this place called Kung Lagoon. It looks absolutely cool. So we're going to try and catch a shrimp, so a bit different to Jurassic tackle. We've got this little pole here, little hook on, and just going to put a tiny little piece of chicken heart on the hook. So let's see how we get on. Wow, shrimp fishing is so cool. I've just got my first one here, and yeah, let's get Chuck back in and see if we get another.
No, you wish I'd thought about it. We're doing a week before. The price was there. They dip there and strip down the tail. And then
beautiful. So I've been at Jurassic a week now and having a thoroughly great time, absolutely loving every minute of it. Great meal last night, great fun in Cham, shrimp fishing, and yeah, we managed to eat what we caught, which was absolutely beautiful. We're at Saltwater Lake today, so we're carrying the sea or the oceanic theme, and one thing for sure, I won't be eating those. They're just a little bit too big for my appetite even. But anyway, before I go, I just want to take a little walk around the John Wilson Museum, and I came in here last year and had a look round, and for somebody that's only really taken up fishing again recently, it's great to come to places like this. It takes me back to where I began, and you know, back in the days when, you know, we used sort of, you know, weed cutters and simple rod rests and, you know, plugs and spinners. These days it's all kinds of rubber lures and all this kind of thing. Yeah, bite alarms weren't really a thing. So it's great to have a look at all this kit, and just takes me back to when I used to fish 35 years ago. Now I am an enthusiast, not an expert. You know, I just love my fishing. I don't profess to be any kind of specimen hunter or expert at all, but one thing's for sure, I absolutely love it. And you know, John Wilson was one of the guys that really inspired me in my early days. I would always tune in, watch it, look forward to it, and can never wait for the next episode. But it's fabulous to come here and like I say, just reminisce and go back in time a little while, share some of those memories, and yeah, just soak it all in. It's absolutely fabulous. And you know, if you're at Jurassic, you 100% got to come in this museum and just spend a little bit of time reflecting. And yeah, this guy's been a massive inspiration on the whole of the angling community, that's for sure. And yeah, will always go on to be so. So here we are, Jurassic Saltwater. Now, I've only ever been saltwater fishing once before, and that was off the coast of Bridlington, and I think I caught a whiting that maybe weighed about a pound. But in here I'm hoping for something a little bit bigger, fingers crossed. Yeah, what a fabulous setup. You know, quite new, it wasn't open last year when I came, so I'm looking forward to come back in this year and giving it a day here, see how it goes. So this morning we're going to be fishing lures, various tactics and everything else. I've got a guide here going to talk me through it, and we're going to be doing some lure fishing that I've never experienced before. So hopefully we might get 1 or 2 this morning. Lure fishing, you never quite know, but this afternoon from 2 till 5 we'll be live baiting, and I believe that is when things start to really kick off here. So if live baiting is not your thing, then you're probably better just to flick forward a few minutes, and yeah, those that are happy to watch it, and I'm pretty sure we're going to smash a few fish later on. We're starting off this morning with surface lures, so things like this one, it's jagged along the top. I'm having a couple of 3 chases in, I think with barramundi, didn't quite connect, but wow, what a buzz, pretty exciting stuff. So we've got all kinds of stuff in the basket, and you know, with all these different lures, including things like creature baits as well, and all kinds of different action, yeah, all kinds of exotic looking fish, and different colours, different action, so these with the propellers on, so great stuff. I'm just taking a break from the lures for 5 minutes, so I'll just give you a quick tour of what you can expect here, and pretty similar to the main Jurassic. In fact, you can actually see Jurassic Mountain over in the background somewhere over there, so you're never out of earshot, and it's probably only about a 10-minute drive away. Jurassic will do the transfer for you, no problem at all. So what have we got? So we've got a shower here. Remember, this is salt water. It can really burn you, it's incredibly hot out here, so it's always good if you've been in the water, if you're looking to catch fish, then just give yourself a quick rinse off there with some fresh water. And then we've got all the standard big nets, just like we got at the other Jurassic, and with fish care we've obviously got the iodine. We've also got a record chart of my catch, which is absolutely 0 at the moment, but pretty confident that's going to change. Guidance on how to handle the fish, and usual reminder is your bait runner on, more appropriate later when dead baiting, because obviously lure fishing is obviously rod in hand, and just general rules and everything else. So all in all, fabulous experience, absolutely loving my fishing at the moment. I'm just heading back to my swim after a delicious lunch. I had a squid pad thai. So I don't know what it is, but seafood over here is absolutely amazing, as is all the food at both Jurassic venues. It's completely off the scale, so many flavours, so many varieties and spices and everything else. You know, it's great to just eat some fantastic Thai food, and I'm not sure many places do it better than these people do. It's absolutely amazing. So I didn't catch no lures this morning, mainly my fault for getting up late. I just needed to lay in after so many early starts on the other lakes back at the main resort. Yeah, starting to feel a bit tired, and obviously fighting these big fish all the time exhausts you as well. But we're heading back for a bit of live baiting now, and like I say, if you don't like live baiting, it might be the time to fast forward a little bit. If you do, sit back and enjoy it, and fingers crossed we're going to land a fish or 2. I feel fairly confident, but hey, who knows, that's fishing. But absolutely loving it. it's rods in now at Jurassic, at Saltwater, and wow, what a day. God, that's been so much fun. Like I say, really slow on the lures earlier. Like I say, lure fishing not really something I do very much of, and some people coming here, they catch endless fish on lures, but yeah, maybe it's just like I said earlier, because I had a lay-in and didn't get here at the peak time. But either way, the live baits went on in the afternoon, and crikey, what a day. They're absolutely smashing it. And I've had so much fun. I've had a hybrid grouper, I've had a giant grouper, I've had numerous barramundi. I think the giant grouper was around about 25 kilos, so probably around about 50 pounds. So really special fish. Yeah, what a fantastic place. If you're over at Jurassic, come and have a day here. It's great fun. I've had a great guide today in Wynne, and a great Ghillie here. They've supported me, helped me all day long, helping me, put me on the fish. And boy, did they get me some. Absolutely fab stuff. I absolutely loved it. I've got a day off fishing today, so I'm going to take a little tour of some of the facilities here at Jurassic. So let's take a walk into the gardens. So as you come through, it's like walking into a little piece of paradise. But look at that, absolutely beautiful. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I'm going to include some videos within the vlog. But as soon as you come in, very clearly signposted up here. So the villa numbers, you've got reception, the Angler's Rest, obviously the hub of the whole community when you come here. It's where the draws are done, so everybody eats, drinks, socialises, discusses their catches, discusses methods, various things that work for them in various swims and everything else. But you do kind of have to work it out for yourself, because no 2 days are the same here when it comes to fishing. And yeah, that's part of the enjoyment and the fun of it. It's just knowing what on earth you're going to get next. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving my time. So also we've got fitness centre and games room. I spoke about them a bit more last year. And of course we have the John Wilson Museum. Flowers here, beautifully manicured. The gardeners here do an exceptional job. And see the accommodation behind me, just surrounded. Some of them got little fish ponds. But yeah, it's just the most stunning place you could ever come and fish, I think. And yeah, I'm absolutely loving my time here. But my most favourite thing, my favourite facility here, is right there. Well, after 4 days away from the Specimen Lake, I'm now back on it, and I've been away doing a bit of saltwater fishing, and I've been on the Species Lake, which is also a really challenging lake to fish on. There's loads of fish in there, but you have to try all kinds of different methods, but you do find them eventually, and they can really come on the feed, particularly later in the day. And I've had some cracking sessions on there. So I've got 4 more days left on the Specimen Lake now. I've got 2 or 3 target species still, which yeah, I'd absolutely love to catch. You know, I couldn't get them last year, and I haven't had them this year yet, and that's the tambaki, the Chalpraya catfish, and also on everybody's bucket list here, the good old Arapaima. And they've been fairly scarce recently. In the time I've been here so far, there's only been one that came out this morning at about 5 minutes after the put-in, and yeah, very, very swift take. And but you know, the guy that hooked it, sorry, he's already lost 2 this week, so he's obviously over the moon. I know what to do, it's just whether they're there or not there, we'll find out later. So incredibly hot today, and you do start to appreciate some of the simple things in life. And down at the Salar you have your own drinks, and I'm very grateful for this today, it's so hot, otherwise known as orange Fanta. So all nicely dipped in the ice, all nice and cool. So I'm going to drink this now, and I'll talk you a little bit through the method I'm trying this morning. It's a tip that was given to me by a friend of mine that's been fishing this week, Albert, and we'll talk a bit more about the method and what I'm hoping to catch on it shortly. So before I cast out again, I'm just going to talk you through the method that I'm trying today for these tambaki. And like I say, it's one that Albert was incredibly successful with last week. I think he had probably 9 or so tambaki, which is really quite an outstanding achievement in anybody's book. So basically what we're doing, we're going back to like we're using the species lake. We've got this cage feeder, and we're going to be balling up Thai ground bait, as I call it, or lum, or rice bran, whatever you want to call it. So we put that into a ball, squeeze it nice and tight. Now it's important we don't get it too wet or too dry. And then I'm going to sink the hook link into it, keep it all down together perfectly and beautifully. And on the hook length, just on the hair rig there, we've got 2 tiny little pop-ups. Now this worked really well for Albert, and whether it worked for me or not I don't know, but I'm going to chuck in and have a go. And on the other rod we're just going to have a go for carp today, so it's standard boilies, PVA bags, and I've got a good carp line. I'm in peg 14 today, I've fished it before. I've already had one out about 60 pounds, and hope we'll put a few more in the net. It's always interesting when they are in the net, getting photographs of them. Always listen to the advice of the fishery staff for Ghillies on how to lift these fish. Most of the fish take a different type of lift, and it's really important for fish safety that we do that. Obviously these are big fish, they're powerful, and every now and again it goes wrong. But the one thing I will say about Jurassic, again, and I've said it time and time, is their fish care is absolutely second to none here. And if you do get it slightly wrong and it flaps and it falls out of your hands, it's falling straight into the water. So no fish come out of the water, nothing gets weighed. It's all based on Ghillie's experience and, you know, the weight, the length of these fish. They can get it within a pound or 2 each time. So, you know, trust their judgment. And like I say, the fact they're in the water means that if you do happen to lose control of them, like I say, they can flap, particularly the carp, then they fall straight in the water and swim off and nobody gets hurt. So all fantastic stuff. Let's get this rig chucked in and see if we can get ourselves a tambaki. Come on. Mission accomplished, one happy bunny. Nice one, Albert. Cheers.
Huh?
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
We let it go. Video.
What's going on here then? This weren't on the species list. On the bottom, on the groundbait. Good man.
Absolute belters again. They're taking us straight across.
Screamers.
And breaking off.
Oh, uplinks, just biting through them.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably tambaki. Oh, ply line them. It's a white perk. Cracking fish. Oh yeah, what a fish. Alright, let's have a look at this. We'll get some photos. Sweet. Quality fish. Strong. What a fish that is. Happy days. Pink striped catfish. There's a variation between them, like whether it's truly albino or leucistic based on the eye colour. But, we've got a few different colours of these, in orange, pink, and this one more so white. But the quality fish. I think the biggest was just shy of £60 that we stocked. This is one of the good ones, good fish. Yeah, quality fish. Sound.
Tuesday, 6:55 with 5 minutes to rods in, so I just want to have a quick reflection on yesterday. I had a great day, 4 fish in total. I had 2 big carp, I think 60 and 70 pounds, and then I had my first tambaki, which I was absolutely over the moon about. I tried so hard to catch one, and it's always difficult to select fish here because pretty much all the fish will take any bait, so you don't quite know what you're going to get, but that's the beauty and fascination of the place and why it's such a cool place. And then to cap it all off, I finished up with a pink striped catfish, which I've told are quite a rarity in the specimen lake. They don't come out very often, so I was over the moon to tick off another species and something that's quite elusive. Then to cap my day off even more, I got lucky again. I drew peg 1 in the draw, so that gave me first choice of swims on the lake, and this morning I've chosen to go back to Lazy Man's, also known as peg 1. Now I've fished this peg quite a few times and I just feel it just looked good today, and I've worked so hard at this peg. Had some lovely red-tailed catfish out here, had a massive carp out here earlier in the week, but I just feel today something special is going to happen. But hey ho, who knows, with fishing we might catch nothing, but you know what, I love my fishing, it's great to be here and such a privilege. I'm just, yeah, absolutely buzzing. So let's get those rods in and see what happens. When I'm targeting the predators here at Jurassic, I always like to make up a bit of a chummy sort of ground baity type mix that might just help lure them in to where my hook bait is. And I do this by, I start off with stick pellets, which I soak up, get them nice and sloppy in there, so I can bind them up, and that'll hold everything together once I've got the mix done. And into that, I chop up little pieces of mackerel into small pieces like that. This just gets all the blood flowing, all the gory gutty bits out there, all the nice smelly bits that the fish are going to be attracted to. So we put a couple of them in, and then add a few chicken hearts. Again, you can buy these by the tub over at Jurassic. I like them, they're really effective for me this week, particularly red tails. So we chop them up into the top there, and then if you've got a little bit of blood left, pour a little bit of blood in from the chicken heart. Not for the squeamish, I know. And then we get our hands in there and we mix it all together, mash it up. And then what I do is just roll it all into a ball like that. Then just throw it into where I'm fishing. It's worked well for me this week. It does seem to bring them on a little bit when they seem to have switched off. But I think just the smell and the scent just lures a few more fish into the swim. Thank you. Oh, wow, that was an experience. There's only one thing better than catching one fish here at Jurassic, and that's when you get 2 at the same time. I've just had a double take down here, and yeah, one rod went, I just started playing the fish, the other rod went. Thankfully the Ghillie was here, right on it as they always are, and he took the rod, allowed me to land the first fish, and then passed the rod over, allowed me to land the second fish. And boy, you know, we're not landing 2-ounce gudgeon here or 4-ounce roach. These are big fish, and one was a carp, 55 pounds, the other one a beautiful red tail of 20. So yeah, we got them both in the net, we got a good photo, enjoy it. That's rods out for today, and I've got real mixed feelings today. I've had a cracking day, I've had a double take, caught some lovely fish, and it's great to be here. But one of the target species since I've been here has been the Arapaima, and I hooked one tonight pretty much at the death before rods out, and wow, what an experience. Caught it close in, it came to the surface, rolled over, off it went. I was fighting it for 20 odd minutes, took me all over the lake, and unfortunately the hook pulled. I'm absolutely gutted. You know, I've tried so hard for this last year when I was here, this year when I'm here, you know, but sometimes the fish win. Oh no.
on, fish off.
Then that's just fishing for you. But we've still got 2 days to go. I'm going to give it my best shot, but oh my god, what an absolute privilege to even hook one of these things. Not downhearted, just disappointed. But anyway, we'll crack on and yeah, look forward to tomorrow. I'm down to my last 2 days now at the amazing Jurassic Mountain Resort, and wow, what an experience again. Fishing's been fantastic. I've caught some great fish, and although I lost at Arapaima last night, I can honestly say that that goes down as certainly one of, if not the best fishing experience of my life. To have that fish on the end of the line, to see it roll over, is something that you can't really describe until it happens to you. My heart was absolutely racing, and yeah, like I say, sadly I lost it, but it is what it is, and we move on. That's just fishing. So I'm up nice and early, just getting a bit of fresh air, and what I'm going to do before I head out fishing is just have a little wander down the garden pond. And you know, once again, the gardens here are beautiful and complemented by this fantastic pond here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to feed the fish. I'm absolutely I'm a big bloke, but even I'm a little bit scared of this, but I can have a go at feeding them. But yeah, just watch this and enjoy it. I hope I do.
Oh, that was an early release.
Well, sadly it's come that time again. It's my last day here at Jurassic for this trip, and last night in the draw I really hoped for a low ball. I really wanted peg 1 or 16, you know, the noted sort of predator pegs. I didn't. I drew a high ball. I drew number 8, but strangely enough the point was left, which is peg 6. Not one I would normally choose particularly, but one that certainly produces a lot of fish, and certainly on my last trip here it always went within the first 4 balls. So I'm a big believer in fate. I'm a big believer that you get out what you put in, so I'm going to work hard today, and maybe I'm on the point for a reason today. Maybe I will get that dream fish at the end, I don't know, but you know what, it doesn't really matter. I just want to have a fabulous day's fishing and really enjoy my last day here. I've enjoyed every minute, and yeah, let's get the rods out. It's almost 7 o'clock. Yeah, fingers crossed that yeah, we get a special fish today. Just taking a second to get into the shelter out the sun. It's absolutely roasting again today. The humidity really high after all the rain, and yeah, these salars are fantastic with the fans and everything else. Great place to come and cool off. So just talk a little bit about what I'm fishing for today. So my target species today, I've got 2 rods out, so I'm looking maybe predators on 1 rod. There's been a lot of alligator gar rising, so I might have a go at them on the float later. But also got a carp rod out. Now the main carp here at Jurassic are Siamese carp. They're absolutely stunning fish, beautiful condition. An absolute privilege to catch them. Now they do grow up 180 pounds. I did have the biggest out of the lake last year, which was an absolute honour. But 45 to 50 pounds would be a very average fish on here, and you know, you pretty much guarantee you're going to catch one as long as you work at it. You know, this is no hook it up commercial. You know, there's fish to be had if you work at it. So put the time in, put the effort, and you'll catch 100%. Now I only took up fishing again about 4 years ago after about a 30-year sabbatical, and I remember just walking back into that tackle shop for the first time and thinking, what on earth is going on? There's so many different gadgets and things and all sorts of bait boats and this swivel, that rig, that rig, that rig. You know, and then I walked into the bait section, you know, strawberry ground bait, pineapple flavoured this and tutti frutti that. Back in the days when I used to fish, it was all luncheon meat or sweet corn would catch you pretty much any carp tench you wanted. Things just seem so much simpler back then. You know, we still caught plenty of fish, and you know, I just feel that, I don't know, it's just overcomplicated these days. But anyway, back to Jurassic, and for the carp today, I am going to be using the house boilies. Just bear with me a second while I grab one. So lots of people who come to Jurassic bring their own boilies, and you really don't need to. You know, I find it better to fish with what's going in the lake every day. The fish seem to love it, and it's certainly done me well carp fishing here in the past. And you know, readily available. You can get them on your bait vouchers, so they don't cost you anything to buy unless you want some extra ones. So simple hair rig today. Again, something I've had to learn about, a simple hair rig. In the old days, you just used to, you know, thread your hook through the luncheon meat and put a bit of straw or something behind it. So we got the boilie on, put it through the baiting needle. Again, you get these in your tackle bag. If you happen to lose it, then they are available in the shop as well. And then we just put the retaining stop on the end, push that in, and there we have it. No more complicated than that. So you've got a 60-pound braided hook link to a lead, and then you have protected coat in here, obviously to protect the fish and stop any sort of scale damage, abrasion or otherwise. So it's as simple as that. I'm going to chuck it back out now and see if we can get ourselves a carp.
Okay.
Ready for video? So I've literally had that rod out 10 minutes and we've got a fish in the net. So let's go and take a closer look.
Oh.
So that's rods out on the final day here at Jurassic for me before I fly home tomorrow, and we'll just take a walk back to the clubhouse. Just want to sort of reflect on the couple of weeks I've had. Well, call it what you like, piscatorial paradise, fishing fantasia. There are too many superlatives for this place, and it really is such a special place to be and such an honour to be here. You know, everything about it, Jurassic Mountain in the background there, got to be one of the most picturesque fishing venues in the world, and managed fantastically. Everything is just so good. You know, Tom and the fishery team, all the clubhouse staff, everybody, the drivers, everybody just makes you feel so welcome and so special, and really makes that experience for you. So I've had a fabulous week. I've caught lots of fish, lots of new species. I had 3 particular targets on the specimen lake. That was the tambaki, the chow pria and the Arapaima. Now I did land 2 of them. I tried a few new methods that people told me about to sort of target them specifically, and I achieved 2 of my goals. And maybe not getting the peg I wanted today was a blessing and, you know, fate, because I got my chow pria. I may not have got that in another peg, so I'm really pleased I chose where I did in the end. So I didn't get the Arapaima at the end, but that really doesn't matter. But what the Arapaima I lost earlier in the week did was give me just the best fishing experience ever, and an experience you simply cannot describe until you're holding that rod and you see that red tail swirl in front of you, and it's just one of those oh my god moments. My heart was just absolutely in my mouth, and yeah, fantastic experience overall. So if I come back, when I come back, I'll definitely be returning at some point in the future and once again experience this fantastic place. I've had an amazing time, a mega time, and I really can't wait to come back. So looking forward to getting back to the UK, catching all my family and friends again, and yeah, I'm sure I'm not going to shut up about this for weeks. Take care everybody.